Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle, and I have a comparison for you folks today that I think you might find interesting. This is Eric Janicki and Greg Doucette. Of course, Eric Janicki, I would like to welcome him to my channel. This is his introduction to Mark's Max Muscle. And Greg Doucette, he is a big star around these parts. His videos are very popular. Now, what is this all about? Eric Janicki, a very social media influencer, I guess you could call him for the lack of a better term, and I noticed on Instagram he made this post just this morning. Sorry, Greg, looks like I'm going to be leaner than you. Interesting. So what is this all about? Well, Greg made a video right after Eric competed at the 2024 USA Championships, and he said that he just was not lean enough to win his pro card, and he didn't. He placed 5th at that USA Championships. So as far as I knew, Eric had called it quits. I thought if he was not going to win that, he was never going to compete again. But lo and behold, Eric is competing. He is going out for his pro card today at the Arnold Amateur. Well, from what I can see, I don't think he's going to get it. I don't think he is going to get his pro card. So it could be a situation where Greg Doucette was right yet again. I believe that he was saying that Eric should just call it quits. He believes that he is not going to get his pro card. Structure is not the right type of structure, and mostly he just said he wasn't peeled enough. He was not conditioned enough. And that could be the case. Boom, 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 boom. Eric. Either way, using these two versions, it does appear that Greg Doucette is far superior in the conditioning department, so perhaps he did know what he was talking about. Trying to convince Eric that he was not conditioned enough, he needed to deplete a little bit more. And the funny thing is here, Eric, he deleted that post. So I'm glad I screenshotted it while I had the chance. So, of course, guys, that just means that he did not win the show. He did not get his pro card. And perhaps Eric Janicki is going to call it quits. Because, like Greg said, he's just not peeled enough. But you know what? This guy has pretty decent condition. And I believe that I've seen pro bodybuilders that were not at this level of condition. Tell me if I'm wrong. Lionel Bayeki, things of that nature. Noam Singh. Here's the back double. Not a bad back double at all for Eric Janicki. So I'm not really hating on this guy's physique. In fact, I'm not hating on Greg Doucette either, but I kind of disagree with Greg. I believe that if Eric Janicki, if he continues on, I think he will get the right show. I think he will get his pro card. And for some people, that means a lot. It means more than a career in bodybuilding. It means something you can tack onto your resume. You know, I'm an IFBB pro. Greg, you're at home right now, enjoying being an IFBB pro. So, you know, Eric Janicki, he wants to taste that fruit as well. Here's an abs and thigh pose. Actually, Greg is not at home. He's at the Arnold Amateur, and I am sure he is chumming it up with Eric Janicki because these guys aren't enemies. Greg can make a video on somebody and give his honest opinion. He's a judge. He was a bodybuilding judge, so he gives his honest opinion, whether he likes somebody or not. And he is friends with Eric. But he is also correct in saying that he needed to be more conditioned to win this show. I mean, he took 5th. And the guys that were placing ahead of him, they had genetic gifts, smaller midsections, things of that nature. And I believe that you can overcome having a wider waist. You just got to be bigger and more peeled. That's all. So at the end of the day, Greg Doucette, he is an IFBB pro. Like I said, he has tasted from the fruit from the IFBB pro tree. And Eric, he just wants to grab one of those apples and eat it too. But I guess he has to start taking that Turk by the dozen load and A wider clavicle would be useful. I mean, you can't just go and purchase a new wider clavicle, because if you could, I guess old Fiddler's Phil, he would have long time ago. He'd probably still be Olympia champion. Whatever he'd be by now. 15-time Mr. Olympia champion? I don't know. Either way, I believe in you, Eric Janicki, but not to win the Arnold Amateur. So hopefully we can get some pictures of Eric competing at the Arnold Amateur and to see if it was a condition issue. Did he condition too much or deplete too much and come in, what do they call it, flat? Anyway, that's the video. Quick comparison. Eric Janicki, Greg Doucette, they're not enemies, they're friends, but Greg definitely speaks the truth, or what he believes is the truth, and I kind of have to tend to agree with him. It's going to be an uphill battle, but I'm sure there's been a lot of bodybuilders that had steeper hills to climb, and they, what do they call it, plateaued. Because the wolf climbing the hill, he is hungrier than the wolf on top of the hill. Of course, wolf on top, if he's hungry, the food is there. Have a great one.